I suppose something fun that I could use put all my energy and my enthusiasm into. But I didn't really figure it out until I came across the construction industry and finally found that this is something that I really want to do, to see people actually make things, not just offering a service, but make something, let's say, with their bare hands and making something beautiful that other people can enjoy for years to come. And that's why I ended up in the restoration sector of monumental buildings, because they really matter. They have a story, and the story can be told for years to come when we maintain these buildings. And it has something to do with the joy that people have in the process, but also the joy that people can have from that building or the experience that that building gives you. So it's a lot about enthusiasm and people and experience. I think that is the combination that really got me into this sector. I would call myself a chaotic perfectionist. So things need to be just so. And this is why Lean suits me so well, because I need some sort of structure in my life. And Lean is about methodologies and standardization and eliminating waste. So this really helps me. But then again, because I am kind of chaotic, I sometimes forget that I need the structure. So I think this kind of twisted mindset really helps me in really, really wanting to achieve a world where things are eliminated from waste and just go in a very logical order with a lot of value. So yes, I'm a perfectionist about these methodologies, and I will not rest until I've influenced other people and made other people's lives better through implementing these lean methodologies. That's very interesting, because I always thought it, for me, the construction industry was about the technical in-depth part. But then I figured that working with teams and collaborating and chasing the same goals gave me so much more joy in my work. And especially when I encountered the lean methodologies, which fit perfectly in eliminating all things that I didn't like about my work and empowering the things that I did like. And the way that a project should be, with a fun process and high-fiving all around. So that's why I found out that this is really what I want to do with people, with less of the in-depth technical part. There's a very specific one where I had a project that everybody was on the same team, and we had a design and build kind of contract. So everybody was responsible for not only doing their task, but also thinking about the best possible way to do it and how to implement that. And I thought I had the whole team lined up, and I had everybody enthusiastic about the end result. And then during the project, one of these parties, they were on a totally different page, and they thought they only had to bring us the, let's say, the materials. So, and we were already in the project. And there was like a big part of the project was not engineered. So it turned out the time schedule and the cost went overboard, because I forgot to line everybody up to see if everybody was indeed on the same page. So this is what I learned from this, is no matter how detailed your offers are or your budget is or your planification is, in the end, if people are not lined up for the same goal as a team, you will never receive a good end result, because, you know, like they say, the chain is as strong as the weakest link. So if there's one weak link, the project will fail. So it's very important to have everybody on board. So that's what I learned the hard way on that project. In the end, we managed to satisfy the customer, but it gave me some sleepless nights. So that, I think, is the best way to learn sometimes, in the hard way. The reason that I'm here is because I met Juan Felipe. Because I was looking for new influences and people that do the same that I do, thinking lean in construction projects. And that's how I encountered Juan Felipe and read his book, and was very enthusiastic about his approach, which really matches my approach. And I haven't really seen anyone beforehand that had the same direction of thinking how to implement lean methodologies in construction projects. So that really influenced me, and that's why I met him, and well, now I'm here. So that is that escalated quickly. In my free time, I love to cook. I'm quite the cooking nerd. I like to figure out the processes and improving these processes about how to brew beer or how to ferment vegetables, and just to figure out how this works. I'm very much about how things go. How do construction work projects go in a better way, and how to improve on my own cooking. So it's not just the flavor, it's more the technical, like the culinary nerd or whatnot. And I love to play golf. And if you look at the metaphor between golf and lean, this is about, the objective is eliminating waste, and the wastes are the number of strokes. So reducing the number of strokes helps your golf game. And it's a one-piece flow. Focus on the ball, stroke by stroke. You don't hit 10 balls and then see what happens. You hit one and you go to the place where you hit it to, and then you hit the next shot. So this is how construction projects should work as well. So if I think about it, then my free time is filled with a lot of things that have the same catch for me as well. Oh, wow. Is it more difficult to manage teams than to manage teenage kids? I think in a professional standpoint, the team should be on the same page and should be able to want the same goal that you have. And I think with kids, those goals are can be very different. So that is a hassle sometimes. But in the end, there's a different joy in high-fiving with kids than with the professional team. So, I think it varies, but it has their own specific difficulties along the way. I'd like to inspire people and firestart people and use my energy to help people loving what they do, and making other people successful in doing what I do best. And that is using my energy and my passion to help other people. So that is, I wouldn't call that management, but I would call that firestarting, my passion. So that would be my style. Don't ask me to do your bookkeeping, but you can put me on a stage and see if we can kickstart this team. Neuro-linguistic programming, it's what the name says. It's about how your brain is programmed, and the only way to activate your brain is through language. So the linguistic part is about, what do we say to each other, and what does that do to me? If somebody says something, I have my own experiences and filters that put me in a certain mood. If you tell me something that I have a good memory about, then it puts me in a good mood. But if I have a bad memory about a construction project that went wrong and somebody told me we have to do it differently, and now you're telling me I have to do my project differently, this reminds me of something I don't want to go, or a place that I don't want to go. I stumbled upon that because my first lean trainings were very much about methodologies, but below the surface, they were not about methodologies. I mean, lean is not about putting cards on the wall, planning your schedule. It's not about the outcome, it's about the process, and the process about people, and people are about their beliefs and their experience and their fears. So why does someone say yes or no? Why do people say this is impossible? Because it is impossible, or because they don't know how, or maybe they're afraid that they're going to lose their job, or so those things are not said out loud, but they are of influence, getting the team lined up. So basically, the neuro-linguistic programming for me was a lesson about myself, and why do I believe, how do I think about things, and how do I believe I should motivate other people. So I learned a lot about myself, and also a lot about how to engage other people. So this is about finding out what people's filters are, and what people's thoughts and fears and emotions are within the team, on a professional level, and see how we can collaborate using the benefits of all these different experiences that people have.